Alright guys, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to go ahead and grab our 5 guard with the lever closed and knock down his hair. And you want to make sure before you start knocking it down that you have it all combed through and combed out. So that way you can cut against the grain, evenly. So I'm going to do this all the way around the head. I'm going to go over it multiple times and hit it in every single direction, just to make sure that it's truly a number 5 guard and we don't have any hair sticking up. And you'll see as I take it down, I'm also combing to make sure, that I lay it down in its natural direction. So I'm going around the sides, around his ear especially, to make sure that it's all a number 5. And now we're going to get into the taper. So I'm going to go ahead and close my lever all the way and set in my first line. And the reason I'm coming in with my clipper closed instead of my trimmer is because it's going to make getting rid of that first line a lot easier. And I'm making this line right below the bottom of his ear. And now for the next step, we're going to go with the lever all the way open. And we're going to go up about a thumb's width here. And that's equivalent to a full inch. And I want to continue to maintain that straight across shape that I made with my initial line. And you can already see, since we didn't use the trimmer, we just went closed to open, that the line in between is super faint. So right here, you're going to see me go halfway with the lever. And this is pretty much going to get rid of this line perfectly. And that's the reason I came in with the clipper closed instead of the trimmer. And that's because it just, gets through this part super quick. Now after we get rid of that line, we're going to follow it up with our 1 guard lever all the way open. And again, we're going up about an inch here. And you see me really exaggerate that flick out motion, and that's because I don't want to make this line too harsh. I want to make it easy to blend out. And I'm making sure with this 1 guard that I'm not going into that occipital bone, which is the part that sticks out in the back of his head. And that's because I want to keep this taper a taper, right? I don't want to take it super high to where it just looks funny. And now right above that 1 guard, I'm going to come in with my 2 guard open. And with this, I'm not trying to create a line. I'm more so trying to blend into that 5 as best as I can, right? But obviously there's going to be a faint line there. I just want to make sure that it's not harsh. So that's what I'm doing right here. And now to get rid of that line in between the 1 open and the 2 guard, I'm going to come in with my 1.5 lever all the way open. And I'm just going to attack that line, and if open doesn't doing the job, I'll go ahead and close that lever until we get rid of this line. And the back of the neck can be difficult to blend because of all the indentations and crevices back there. So you want to make sure that you go over areas multiple times and that you're using a lot of the corner of the blade. But as you can see, that 1.5 isn't really getting rid of it fully. So you will see me follow it up with the 1 guard again. So right there, I went ahead and closed that lever. Now before I follow it up with the 1 guard to detail, I'm just going to get into getting rid of that last line with my 1/2 guard lever all the way open. So I'm going to attack this last line here, and I'm starting open, and then I'll gradually close the lever as so. And the reason I start off open when erasing a line is because you can always take hair off, but you can't put it back on. So I want to start safe with the lever all the way open and then gradually move closed, right? And as you can see, as we continue to do that, this line is getting nice and blended out. So I believe I'm halfway with my lever here. Then I open it and close it as needed. And this is a very rough draft to this taper, but this pretty much gets us through our step after we complete this 1/2 guard. And then it'll just be a matter of detailing and blending into that 5 a little better. And that taper is coming together. But now to blend into the length, on the top and the sides, which was a 5, I'll have my 3 guard with the lever all the way open. And this 3 guard isn't really gonna make a line because the lengths are so similar. So I'm kind of just coming off the shape of his head, you know, not trying to make a line on purpose. But this should pretty much blend into that 5. And now for the bottom, we're gonna bald it out with our trimmer. And with the trimmer, you kind of want to, you know, just go into where we left off with the clipper, and not go up too high to create another line. But when we bought it out, you can see how this taper really has come together super nice. And then we're gonna follow it up with the shaver to get it nice and close to the skin and really make that taper pop. And so far I can tell, you know, the direction this haircut is heading, that this is gonna be fire. So that is the neck taper. I'm just making sure that it's nice and close to the skin on the back of the neck. And now we're gonna get into his side taper. And we're gonna do the same exact steps. So we're gonna come in with our lever closed, and we're starting right where the eyebrow ends, and then we're gonna connect that to where the ear connects to the head. And we're gonna give it kind of a burst shape because we want to keep the edges dark so that lineup could pop. And now we're gonna come in with the lever all the way open and maintain that burst kind of shape. But with the side, we're not really gonna do a full inch because we don't have as much, you know, canvas or surface area to work with. So we're going up just a little bit. And then to get rid of the line in between, I'm coming in halfway with the lever, and that should pretty much get rid of that first line. And now I'm just detailing, making sure that it's nice and blended out. And then just like the back, we're gonna come in with our 1 guard lever all the way open. And again, you want to make sure that you maintain that shape and don't go straight across. And this is really just gonna preserve the, you know, the shade of darkness on his lineup area, which when we line it up is really gonna make that taper like stand out and pop out. So this is our 1 guard lever all the way open still. And now to get rid of that line in between, as you could guess, it is the 1/2 guard lever all the way open. And I'm really utilizing the corner of the blade on the sides because it's such a small area to work with, and I want to make sure that I don't take off too much hair. So I'm just playing with the lever, trying to get rid of it as best as I can. And now we're gonna come in with our 2 guard lever all the way open, and not trying to create too much of a line here. I'm trying to come off the shape of his head as best as I can. And I will admit, on this step I kind of go too high with that 2 guard, but I will show you guys how to kind of save it, you know what I'm saying? So this is a 1.5 right under that 2 guard open. So we're coming in 1.5 open, and then we'll gradually close that lever as needed. And that's it, guys. You pretty much follow a system and then perfect that system, right? And that's how you can get a nice blend every single time without getting lost. And now we're going to use the lever all the way open with the corner of the blade. And this is really going to allow me to detail and make that taper look fluid and blended out. And now we're going to come in with our 1 guard lever all the way open and just detail some more. And that's really where the blend comes together, is in the detail. And now we're using our trimmer to bald out the bottom, make it look a little more finished. Follow it up with the shaver for that polish, you know, to the skin look. And now to blend into the length on the sides better, because I did say I went too high with that 2 guard. I'm doing some clipper over comb with my lever all the way open on my Rebels, and that should blend into the sides a lot better. And as you can see, man, that side taper is fire. And now we're gonna line up, you know, around his ear and the nape area. So I want to start at the top of his ear because I want to make sure that I don't take that area up too high. So I'm gonna start at the top, and then I'm gonna move my way towards the bottom, trying to keep this nape line as natural as possible without digging into it too much. And this is really going to act as a framework to the haircut and really bring out that blend and any imperfections that I might need to go back in detail. As you can see, I did the other side, I forgot to record. And now to get into the middle lineup, we're going to start in the middle and then move towards his left or right side. In this case, his right side. And he has a lot of overgrowth in his corners, so this is not a pushback. In order to make his hairline straight and last, I need to, you know, go into it a little bit and get rid of those bangs. So I started in the middle and moved towards his right side and trying to give it that nice sharp look without, you know, pushing him back. And now for the arch, I want to start at the top of the arch and then go to the bottom and meet those 2 points in the middle. And as you can see, since we kept that, corner dark, it makes the taper and the lineup look super sharp. But now we're gonna move towards his left side, and we're gonna even it out with his right side. So as I said, those are all bangs in his corners. Those are not pushbacks. That is not a pushback. I mean, those are bangs. So we need to cut those off in order to have a symmetrical, clean hairline. And now we're gonna line up his arch. And this is really bringing everything together, making it look super clean. And now we are going to add some enhancement to darken up his lineup just a little bit. And this is really going to, darken up his edges, make that taper pop, the haircut look a little more Instagram quality. But this is just my airbrush with Kiss Express and alcohol mix. And now we're going to hit it with the razor. And when using the razor, you want to make sure that you're stretching the skin in the opposite direction of which you are using the razor. And this is just going to get rid of all those hairs that the trimmer could not quite get and make that hairline super sharp. Now we're going to hand our client the mirror, see how he feels. He's looking super clean. I think he's satisfied as well. He gives a little head nod, yes sir. But this is the before and this is the after. Family, if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this haircut. But again, I thank you for watching this video. I will catch y'all next time.